I'm here to talk to you a little bit about your English options for forecasting. Remember to talk to your current English teacher or to your previous English teacher to make sure they know what class you're forecasting into. Current freshman and going into sophomore year, you have two choices, either 10th grade English or honors 10th grade. 10th grade would be a continuation of 9th grade English. Honors is a little more rapid, more homework, more skills being built at a quicker pace. Both are college readiness classes. For sophomores going into their junior year, you have 11th grade English, which is a continuation of 9th and 10th grade English, and AP Literature and Composition, which is English 253, 254, also known as...
Survey of American Literature is the college component of AP Literature. It's a little taste of a bunch of different styles and artists and authors and forms of American literature.
There's one class open for juniors and seniors to forecast into, and that's Reading 115, Writing 115, which is a dual credit class. Seniors have the option of taking Reading 115, Writing 115, Mainstream Senior English, and Writing 121 and 122. Classes that are marked with a star or an asterisk are dual credit classes where you can receive CGCC credit, as well as high school credit. They're more rigorous classes than senior English, but they all have their own unique takes on what it takes to succeed as a student. So please talk to your current English teacher to see where you should be forecasting. We're going to finish this video looking at the elective courses that are marked in yellow. You can see the ones that are dual credit are marked with the star, and we are going to start with Technical and Professional Communication, also known as Writing 227.
You can take this class for dual credit and earn 4 college credits through Columbia Gorge Community College. This class is a little different from traditional English classes. We do not work on essays. We work on real-world writing, the kind of writing you do in the workplace. Emails, letters, memos, but no essays. We focus on clear communication. You can earn college credit while still in high school. Learn about the most common workplace and technical writing communications.
I'm here to talk to you today about the course Public Speaking. This course introduces speech making based on a traditional public speaking approach. It will help students in developing theoretical understanding and practical application of oral communication skills. This course includes techniques for also controlling speech anxiety and how to organize information to present to a variety of audiences, and finally also physical and vocal delivery skills.
English 250, the Introduction to Folklore and Mythology, is a class offered at HRVHS for any students really interested in mythologies, whether that's Greek or Norse, African, Native, Japanese. We cover a lot of ground over a short period in this trimester class. It's a lot of fun for students who want to widen the range of readings, or for students that really have thoroughly enjoyed mythology their whole life and want to talk about it with other people that really have a passion for mythology. So if it sounds interesting to you, please talk to Mr. Yasui, who's teaching it this trimester, or anyone in the English department. Thank you. In Film as Art, we talk about what literature is, and does it have to be something that you read? So can films be literature? How and why are they studied by people? Can films be better at storytelling than literature? Why do films get you to feel the emotions that you're feeling? How is their storytelling enhanced by literary techniques? It's a semester-long course. It's open to students in grades 10, 11, 12. We watch films in class and then discuss them. So if you're interested in watching movies at school, this would be the class for you.
So creative writing is an awesome opportunity for students who like to write and tell stories. Lots of times students are writing in your free time and you're needing an audience, or you're hoping to hone your craft, and creative writing is the perfect opportunity for that. Whether it's short stories or poems or plays, you're going to learn the process and new techniques for the best kind of storytelling, and you'll have an audience. It is a great opportunity for writers or people who are just interested in learning about writing.
Thank you for watching the English forecasting video. I'd like to put a plug in for Yearbook before we're done. If you are interested in doing Yearbook next year, you need to be able to come to events and do photos, which means weekends and nights. You might have to come out and take photos at events. You get to come up with a yearbook and end product that you hand out at the end of the year. And as long as you're good at deadlines, you should ask your English teacher about signing up.
Hi, I'm Mr. Keller, and I'm a math teacher here at HRV, and I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about our course offerings for forecasting. For our math forecasting, this is what you will see in the academic planning guide, so you want to start here. I'm going to talk about this flow chart mostly, but as you're deciding what's best for you, you will definitely need to read about each of these courses to make sure that it's the right course for you as far as your grade level in school next year, as well as what your math foundation, your math background is. Some of these have a requirement that you complete other courses. So make sure you read these and you meet the prereqs before you make your choices. I think the most important thing when you're choosing your math class, and there's three things really. One, think about your current math skill and success. Think about what your goals are to finish high school and then after high school. And then the third thing is make sure you talk to your math teacher and your counselor about what those goals are to make sure your choice is in line with those goals. So if you have any questions, again, I'm Mr. Keller. You can always reach out to me, or you can just talk to your current math teacher. So if you look at this flow chart, zoom in a little bit. Here at the top, these are the core 2 classes. And you can receive credit for some of these classes in middle school as well. But before you branch out into other choices, every student is going to spend time on these core 2 courses. We start with Algebra 1. If you pass both semesters of Algebra 1, then you're forecasting for the second course, which is Geometry and Data Reasoning. And then if you pass both semesters of that as well, then you have different pathways available below. The blue pathway here on the left is pretty typical, traditional. It's been around a long time. It's algebra-based. To begin this pathway, you do need, in blue, you do need C or higher in both of your core 2 courses, all semesters. This purple pathway, we've added this. This is a brand new course this year, Data Science at HRV, and it's spreading across the country as well as in Oregon specifically. This Data Science course is accepted by Oregon universities as a third math course in a sequence, and it looks at data, hypothesizing, a little programming. It's a different way of looking at data and numbers to make inferences. And this is a really great pathway. To begin this pathway, you need passing grades of D's or higher in all semesters of your core 2 classes. The third pathway has 2 different courses to choose from: contemporary topics or topics of math, and math and society. Topics is going to be a variety of topics and ideas covered in Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2. So it's a sampling of a lot of those topics. This is a really good one to refresh skills that show up on standardized tests, and maybe for students that aren't feeling super confident about their core skills to move on to the blue or purple pathways. Math and society is some math you've probably never seen before, like voting theory, how to share things equitably, some really interesting math concepts here. This has a lot more projects built into it, and that is another good course offered here at HRV. Any of these courses that have the 2+ signs, there's a few here in the left category. There's one here for AP Stats, and there's one here for Math and Society. All of those are offered dual credit, so you can earn college credit through CGCC on their transcripts if you sign up for those courses and choose the dual credit option once classes get started. So once again, please reach out to me or your math teacher if you have any questions. I'm excited that we're offering so many choices for a lot of you this year.
Hi, my name is Dave Case. I teach social studies here. In the social studies department, we teach you to interpret the human experience and understand the world around you so that you can be a happier and more successful human being. There are 3 years of required of social studies at HRV. The first year is a global studies credit, but there's no class called global studies. You take a selection of classes to fulfill that requirement. We have several term-long classes that will get you a half a credit each, and you have to have a full credit, right? So those classes are pretty self-explanatory in their titles. They are Women in World History, World Geography, 20th Century World History, Latin American Studies, and Contemporary World Issues. To be in contemporary world issues, you have to be at least a sophomore. So you can take a mix of those classes in order to fulfill your global studies requirement. Another way to get your global studies requirement is to take AP Human Geography. AP Human Geography is a 2-term class, so it's a full credit, and it is an AP class, so it's got it's got a college textbook, right? And it has 2 to 4 hours of homework a week. Your junior year, you are supposed to take 2 terms of U.S. history. You can fulfill this requirement by taking U.S. history or AP U.S. history. AP U.S. history has a college level textbook, so you need to be ready to read. And you also will have 2 to 4 hours of homework a week. You can get some college credit for AP U.S. history. Your senior year, you would take economics, which is 1 term long, and you would take government, which is also 1 term long. There's also an AP government class, so you can take that for the more rigorous class that has some homework. And those 2 classes fulfill the last year of required social studies at HRV. We have a couple of other electives in the department that you can take. One of them is Introduction to Law. And the other one is journalism, which isn't really a social studies class, but I teach it and I'm a social studies teacher. So we make the what's up and those sorts of things. If you have any questions, you should come talk to me. I'm in room C10 or any of the social studies teachers who are all in the H hall across from the gymnasium. And I hope to see you next year. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, welcome to the science section of the forecasting video for the 2025-2026 school year. For more information, you can find the description of all the science classes in the academic planning guide. Just go to page 26. To earn a regular diploma at HRVHS, students are required to earn at least 3 science credits. This flowchart shows all of the science classes offered at the high school. The core courses are in pink. Students are expected to take at least 1 physics class, 1 chemistry class, and 1 biology class. The other classes are electives. If you're a 9th grader, you are in Patterns Physics, or AP Physics 1. You should forecast for a chemistry class. You have the choice of chemistry or honors chemistry. In addition, you might be able to double up and take biology as well. If you're a sophomore, you should forecast for a biology class if you haven't already. If you're a junior in biology, you can take one of our many electives. If you're a junior who hasn't taken a physics class yet, that's what you should forecast for. The remainder of our course offerings are electives. They are Earth Science, Geology of the Pacific Northwest, AP Environmental Science, and AP Biology, both of which are dual credit classes, AP Chemistry, Physics, AP Physics 1, and AP Physics 2. Be sure to check in with your science teacher if you have any questions at all. Go Eagles!
Join the HRVHS Avid family. We combine academic skill building and college and career readiness with teamwork and fun. Avid stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. It's a national program with a proven track record for preparing students for success during and after high school. Avid provides a roadmap to college and career success and provides support for you to reach your full potential. Who should join Avid? Avid students are academically motivated, want to attend college after high school, and have some barrier to college acceptance. For example, will be the first in their family to attend a four-year college or come from a low-income background.
As the oldest of three and as a first-generation college student, Avid has helped me navigate my pathway to college.
As somebody who comes from a poor background and somebody who's very awkward and introverted, Avid has taught me good financial responsibility when it comes to college and scholarships, as well as good community building and making friends.
Avid has helped me build friendships, improve my confidence, learn how to ask for help and use my resources, and it has kept me on track with my scholarship and college applications.
The best part of Avid has been the journey so far in my senior year, and I think it has benefited me in many ways. And the most important one to me has been helping me apply to colleges and local scholarships, guiding me along the way, because I honestly wouldn't know how to apply or do any of this without Avid.
My favorite thing about Avid has been the friendships that I've built along the way, which feels like a second family to me.
Something fun that we've done is we've gone to Blazers games at the Moda Center.
Something I like about Avid are the parties and field trips.
The most fun about Avid has been the field trips, but the people I think has been the best, because just being surrounded by all these motivated people to do something bigger with their lives, I think that has really motivated me and pushed me to try my best in anything I do.
Why join Avid? Improve your reading, writing, critical thinking, and organization skills. Get support in applying for colleges, scholarships, and financial aid. Field trips, fun Fridays, guest speakers, and a supportive community. 100% of Avid graduates have been accepted to a four-year college. Avid graduates have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships and grants. With support from your Avid teachers and peers, you can achieve your future goals. Interested in joining Avid for next year? Forecast for the Avid elective class and fill out an application available outside of room CO6. See Ms. Bentley with any questions.
Hello everybody, I am Mr. Swartout. I am the band and choir teacher here at HRVHS. The classes I teach are jazz band, which is during zero period, concert band, wind ensemble, concert choir, chamber singers, and guitar basics. So if you're interested at all in being in band, our audition ensembles are jazz band and wind ensemble. So you will have to submit an audition to me or do it in person. Concert band is a come one, come all class. So if you want to pick up an instrument or want to reignite your passion for playing an instrument, come talk to me and join our concert band. If you're interested in singing, I am a choir guy, so you should come join choir. Our audition ensemble is chamber singers. Like our other audition ensembles, we travel for festivals, for performance outside of school, and then we also have our concert choir, which is a non-auditioned group. So come one, come all. If you want to sing or learn about your voice, join concert choir. And then finally, I have my guitar basics class. It is like it sounds. It is the fundamentals of guitar. So if you've already played guitar for a long, long time, it's potentially not the class for you. We learn about kind of the anatomy of the guitar, how to set yourself up for success, how to play chords, and by the end of the term, the goal is to be able to learn one of your favorite songs you like to listen to on the radio. So yeah, join music. It's super fun and love to see you there. And if you're at all interested in any of the courses that I mentioned, do forecast for it. If you don't forecast for it, then we don't know that you are interested. So please forecast for choir, forecast for band, forecast for guitar basics.
Hello, I am Jennifer Graves. I am the theater teacher here at Hood River Valley High School. And one of the very first classes that you take in theater is Theater AB. It's a year-long class and it introduces you to every aspect of theater. And we focus on partner work, acting, monologues, and lots of theater games, in addition to learning about the theater and other areas that you can get into. And after that, there's Acting 1. Acting 1 is the next step where you are actually acting on stage. You're doing more improv, you're doing more monologues, and you're rehearsing with small and big groups of other students, and basically spending a lot of time in the bow. In addition to that, there is Introduction to Theater Tech. Theater Tech is running all of the equipment that you see around me, from the rigging to the lighting to the sound, so you learn how the bow works. And in addition to that, we build these wonderful, beautiful sets that you see behind me. And so there's a lot of painting involved and design work. You also get to build your own stages and mini stages. And also you do some costuming, makeup design, so that's kind of a fun time too. So you get to explore a lot of different jobs in the area of theater tech. And then lastly, there is Phoenix Theater. And that is like the very last class that you would take from Theater AB to Acting 1 to Acting 2, 3, and then Phoenix Theater. So anyway, think about joining theater, because there's a place for everyone in the theater, and you just have to kind of find your place, but it's a lot of fun. And we do a fall musical, and we also do a spring play, winter play. So we'd like to have you come on board.
These are the drawing courses available at Hood River Valley High School. We have Introduction to Drawing, Integrated Arts, Advanced Drawing, AP Drawing, and Independent Study Drawing. Your teachers are Miss Malak and Miss Birdsell. Why take drawing classes? Our department really believes that every student can learn to draw. It's not just for the most special, but instead is a skill everybody can learn. These are the before and after drawings from advanced drawing. You'll also join a long legacy of drawing that's been a practice around the world for humankind for thousands of years. Look at these cave drawings in France, 17,000 years old. You will join that legacy. Drawing also connects you to the world through noticing what you see. And it can be a mindfulness practice, building focus and calm in your life. Drawing, of course, is also a tool for self-expression. It can give you somewhere to put your ideas and share your thoughts with the world. Also, learning to draw from observation builds your ability to draw from imagination. As you can see in this video game still, and this poster for the film Totoro. Drawing can also help you visualize ideas in any field or endeavor, as you can see in this product design drawing. And finally, art school. If you're thinking of majoring in art in college, most art schools require some observational drawing in your portfolio for admissions. If you're considering art as a major, we highly recommend you complete the drawing sequence of classes in order to build a strong portfolio. We've had several students get scholarships to art school after going through this program. Woohoo! Here are the classes we offer. Introduction to Drawing, taught by Ms. Birdsell, is a one-semester class and is the prerequisite to advanced drawing. It's the first level. It's really for beginners, people who've never tried drawing. You'll work in graphite, charcoal, pen, and ink, and the focus is on the fundamentals of drawing. Integrated Arts is a one-semester class taught by Ms. Birdsell, and it's a class designed to explore media. This does not count as a prerequisite for advanced drawing, but is a standalone class. Integrated Arts is a media-based class designed for students to explore their own themes while having access to a wide variety of art materials. Advanced Drawing is the second level of drawing. It's a year-long class taught by Ms. Malak. The prerequisite, as we said, is Intro to Drawing, or you can do portfolio review. So what you would do is email Ms. Malak with photos of your drawings if you'd like to be considered for placement without the prerequisite. Anyone who's done some drawing before on their own can probably skip to Advanced Drawing. I just need to see your work. In Advanced Drawing, you'll continue building observational drawing skills, which is, again, often a requirement if you're choosing to major in art in college. We'll have a deeper emphasis on investigation, experimentation, and development of your personal voice as an artist. Our first unit is Anatomy of the Figure. We then work on life drawing or figure drawing. Then we'll work with acrylic painting and colored light and shadow, composition experimentation, and mixed media experimentation. AP Drawing is the next level of drawing. It is a year-long class and it's college level and also taught by Ms. Malak. The prerequisite is advanced drawing or portfolio review. If you have a really strong background in drawing already, beyond what we do in advanced drawing, just share your work with me for consideration for placement without a prerequisite. In AP Drawing, you'll focus on a sustained investigation of your own ideas for most of the year. This is where you get to do a deep dive into your own interests. You'll submit a portfolio of your work in May to the College Board for scoring. If you're considering majoring in art in college, it's highly recommended that you take this class, and if you can do it junior year, even better. We'll then have your score and full portfolio based on your own ideas to submit to art school's senior year. Students who take an AP art class are more competitive for art school and scholarship applications. Do it! So in the class, you will, again, work on a sustained investigation of your choosing based on your own ideas. You'll start with brainstorming an idea, investigate your idea over several months, document both process and finished work for the College Board, submit the final portfolio in May for scoring through with digital pictures of your work and your process. If you earn a 3, 4, or 5, work is considered college level and may be accepted for credit depending on the school. Either way, having a passing score looks great on college applications, especially if applying to art schools. But for any major, it looks great to have a creative college level class. Here's some more examples of students' process and finished work based on their own ideas. Another example of process and finished work. These are the kinds of images you'd send to the College Board. Another example of process and finished work. Another example. And here are some students' finished works towards the end of the year based on their sustained investigation. So this is one student's work, another student's investigation, another student's investigation, another student's investigation, and another one. You can see a variety of ideas. This is really your chance to explore ideas you are interested in as an artist. Experimentation with non-traditional materials is encouraged as long as you can say there's drawing somewhere. So here's an example of digital drawing that the student then projected onto the figure and took a picture of. So that counts as drawing. So you can get pretty out there in this class if you'd like. We will end the year in AP Drawing with a gallery show. It's a great chance for you to experience being an artist professionally. You will hang the work, you can sell the work, you'll attend a reception. It's a great way to close the year. The final class in the drawing department is Independent Study Drawing, also taught by Ms. Malak. You can choose to take a semester or a year-long class for independent study. The prerequisite is you have to have successfully completed AP Drawing with a finished portfolio of work, because that shows that you can work independently. Here are some examples of student work. You can use class time also to work on applications to art school, art scholarships, and art competitions. I'm here to help you with that entire application process. I've helped many students gain admission to art school. It's highly recommended that seniors applying to art school take this class, as you'll get assistance on your applications during class. You will also get to join the AP Art Show at the end of the year. Woohoo! We look forward to drawing with you. Happy to see you in class.
Hey everybody, my name is Matthew Gerlich. This is me, maybe a younger self of me, but you probably see me here at school. I'm one of the art teachers here at HRVHS. I'm going to talk about 3 classes. I have Craft Lab, which is an introduction to craft making and a makerspace class. We focus on functional items. As you become a more professional crafts person, you would be making objects that you see in this picture. This class is about using basic skills and learning how to make a lot of things using your hands. We focus on paper cutting and using X-Acto knives. We talk about how important it is to envision your future, and we make collages envisioning our future with vision boards. We make our own saddle stitch sketchbooks, so you're going to be stabbing and sewing and making your own covers. We do carving with linoleum blocks, so you'll be carving out objects in linoleum or rubber and making stamps. We do a sewing unit, which is one of the most influential units of a class, where you start just by thinking about items and hand stitching with embroidery, and then we move on to using the sewing machine, and you get to learn how to use the sewing machine and all these tools that you can see in this picture. You will then sew portraits of yourself, do some painting and drawing, and then we get into more three-dimensional objects and making items such as a set of juggling balls, where you make a set of juggling bags and you learn how to juggle, which is super fun to do. We talk about hat making and drafting pattern pieces. You might make a beanie out of fleece. You might make bucket hats as well. You might be dyeing your own fabric for bucket hats. We do a mask making unit where you actually mold your face with the help of a partner, and you then paint your masks and create three-dimensional objects. And then you get your own time to make your own sewing projects on your own. And so you get to come up with your own idea. You get to figure out how to make some objects. And in the end, you get to, have something of your own that you made all by yourself to show off to the rest of the class. Advanced Craft Lab is the advanced version. It's a year-long class. And in this class, you can take it for AP credit as well. So it's a three-dimensional makers class, and it's for those students who really enjoyed Craft Lab and want to just hone in on their sewing skills more and their printmaking skills more, and making their own three-dimensional worn objects. So it's a really awesome class. You get a lot of time to explore on your own and to make your own things. And if you're interested in that, this would be the place for you, especially if you enjoy sewing. We start out by just doing collaging, and we work with other artists at times, and we talk about abstraction. We make, as you can see, wearable objects. We might make stuffed animals. These are all what students make on their own, so it's kind of up to you. There's a lot of freedom. You make form-fitting things. You'll learn how to explore pattern making and what patterns are and how to make them. Backpacks. These are all made by students in the class, so you can see that they're kind of definitely a higher skill level, but all these students either came in with little skills or obviously higher skills, but you're going to learn those in this class. So if this is what you like, this is for you. We do upcycling and redoing of clothing. We do t-shirt upcycling projects. You might be able to make your own, as you can see, this is an upcycled sweater. So this class is really for those of you who are interested in the maker's process in engineering and pattern drafting and sewing, and adding things such as zippers, and just learning a lot. It's really fun, and I hope you take that class. Photography is a one-semester class. Miss Birdsell and myself have been teaching this class this year. The whole idea of this class is you use a Canon EOS Rebel T7, which is an entry-level DSLR camera with all the functions that you need in order to be a successful photographer in the rest of your life. It has everything you need, and the goal for us is to teach you how to use it, and all of this equipment that comes with it. So you'll learn about lenses and tripods and filters and flashes and SD cards and more things than I can imagine. You'll learn about the exposure triangle when it comes to shooting manual, and the importance of aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, and what all of this means, and how you can be a photographer who can see an image and then create it using a camera. So you'll understand foreground, background, composition, and even more. Right? Movement, freezing motion, allowing motion, focus. You'll get to hang out with your friends and do some posing and enjoy yourselves. We do a lot of field trips. We go outside and have fun, which is super important because, photography is about exploring the world, but it's really about taking pictures that speak to you and getting you to become a better photographer so that you can make images, you can tell stories, you can go places and bring back, moments, in your life to share with others that are beautiful and noteworthy. More field trip images. We go downtown to do our street photography unit in architecture. We've gone to the Wham Museum and gone there before. We go to the beach. We talk about portraiture and the importance of people and communicating. We can document events We find Mrs. Wiesman wearing amazing clothing, and we go to the Indian Creek Trail, and we capture moments. So if you like photography, you're interested in it, you want to take more amazing photographs, maybe you want to be a filmmaker, maybe you want to be a documentary, illustrator, writer, photographer, this would be a great class for you to come and hone in on your skills and show us the amazing world that we live in.
Hi, I'm Miss Iverson, and I teach ceramics. There are 5 different ceramics class options, so I'll tell you a bit about each one and which one is the right choice for you. If you have not taken ceramics at the high school, even if you've taken it in summer school or middle school, you do want to start with Ceramics 1, also known as Introduction to Ceramics. So this class is really a beginner level class where you learn to work with the materials and do a mix of functional items and sculptural items. It's really fun, super hands-on. So whether you are a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, if you haven't taken ceramics at the high school, you want to start with Ceramics 1, and it is 1 trimester. If you have taken Ceramics 1, also known as Introduction to Ceramics, and you enjoyed it and want to continue, then you can forecast for Ceramics 2. This is a 2 trimester course where we build on what we learned in Ceramics 1. We get into slab construction, solid sculpting. Once again, it's a really creative, fun, hands-on class. Have a little more creative freedom than in Ceramics 1. You do need to have gotten a B or better in Ceramics 1 to take this class. Okay, if you've taken Ceramics 2, currently known as Advanced Ceramics, and you want to continue, then you're going to forecast for Ceramics 3. It's a 1 trimester course where you have a lot of creative freedom. It's a much more independent class. You have options to use the pottery wheel if that's something you're interested in. And we usually take a really fun field trip to the Portland Art Museum to check out their ceramics collection. If you really like ceramics and you've completed all 3 of those classes, or you're forecasting for Ceramics 3 next year and you want to take ceramics all year, you can also forecast for AP 3D. In AP 3D, you're creating your own portfolio of 3D work, typically ceramic work, that you're submitting to the AP board to potentially get college credit. After that course, there's an option to take independent study where you're really designing your own goals and coming up with your own program. All right, that is ceramics. I hope to see you in class.
Hi, Ms. Mudry here to talk to you about the Spanish language courses offered here at Hood River Valley High School, World Languages Department. So first of all, we offer Spanish classes levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and AP. So AP is basically considered a 5th year level class. I'll talk more about that in a second. Incoming freshmen, I want to talk to you guys. You should really be considering taking language classes right away. Don't skip a year. Don't wait until you mature or grow up. Freshman year is the perfect time to start taking language classes. If you have any experience with Spanish outside of school, or if you've been lucky enough to get some language instruction throughout primary school or middle school, you need to consider going to Spanish 2 as a freshman. Please talk to your current Spanish teacher if you think that's a possibility. Spanish 1 is truly a beginner class. It is truly for students who have not had Spanish experience. Also, starting in Spanish 2 is a way that you can make it to AP in high school. So that's something else to think about, freshmen. All right. Heritage speakers. I want to talk to those who have grown up with Spanish being spoken in the home, whether it's one parent, both parents, whether it's grandparents. If you've grown up around Spanish, you are considered a heritage Spanish speaker and will not be happy in regular, we call them Spanish classes. They will be extremely low level for you. And so we want to encourage you to take our Spanish for Spanish speakers classes, which are really truly aimed at somebody like you. So let's see, Mr. Trujillo is going to talk more about those classes. And finally, I wanted to talk about requirements for passing on to levels. So in order to pass from Spanish 1 to Spanish 2, you must pass the class with a C or higher. You will not be allowed to take Spanish 2 if you get anything less than a C. And that is really important because colleges want to see that you have taken at a minimum 2 years, requirement of 2 years of a consecutive language, meaning the same language, meaning Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. That's 2 consecutive years of a language. Elite colleges would like to see even more. They truly would like to see 4 years of a consecutive language taken. So it is important to work hard, do well, and learn as much as you can in order to move on and progress through the languages. Really, taking 1 or 2 years is just barely breaking the ice of learning a language. You're just starting. So it's like you've done all this work, and to stop after 2 years, you're going to be left with not much. So I really hope that everybody considers that 3 or 4 years in high school is what you should be aiming to do. All right. Good luck with your choices, and we'll hope to see you soon.
Hi, everybody. Mr. Holmes here, Profe Holmes, talking about AP Spanish Language and Culture at Hood River Valley High School. This is a college-level course for students with extensive Spanish language experience in their background. And in this class, we won't be studying exactly the language of Spanish, but we will be using our Spanish in an academic way to push our ability to speak, read, and write about cultural topics in the Spanish language. This course will also prepare students specifically for the AP Spanish Language and Culture test in the spring. With a score of 3 or higher on this test, students can be awarded up to 12 college credits that are equivalent to the second year of Spanish at a university level. If you're interested in pushing yourself and seeing how far you can challenge yourself in your Spanish language abilities, this is the class for you. Thank you.
My name is Mr. Trujillo. I am the native Spanish teacher. I teach levels 1, 2, and 3 here at Hood River Valley High School. The prerequisite for native Spanish is to have some Spanish at home. So if you speak Spanish at home, if you have family, even though you might speak, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of English, Native Spanish 1 is the class for you. That's what we're trying to get you into. Requirements for world languages at the high school, we'd like to see 2 years. Colleges, if you're going to go to college, they're looking for 4 years at the university level. At the end of Native Spanish 2, you have a chance of taking the CLEP test, which is a test that can give you up to 24 credits of college credit, and that's done through CGCC. So you can transfer those credits from CGCC to any of one of the state schools that we have here. And also, with a passing score of the CLEP test, you can also get your biliteracy seal. You can have that put on your diploma, and something that you can add onto your resume, which looks pretty good.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Madame Good. Hi, my name is Mrs. Good. I'm the French teacher here at HRVHS. Here at the high school, we offer 3 years of French, year 1, 2, and 3. I highly recommend that you start either freshman or sophomore year so that you can take at least 2, if not all 3 years. Foreign language isn't required to graduate from HRV. It's an elective. But if you plan to go to a 4-year university, you'll need at least 2, if not more than 2 years, consecutive years of a language. And once you start, whether you start as a freshman or sophomore year, you should continue and not have any gaps. So don't take it freshman year and then wait a year to take your second year until junior year. You want to take it consecutively. Those of you who already speak Spanish will find the class very accessible to you. Your brain is already a bilingual brain, and you'll find it quite easy. But everyone can learn a second, third, or fourth language, and I'm going to help you do that. Some important things you need to know about the class is that you need a C or better to move on to the next year. You can't skip years unless you have previous language experience. And we can talk about that, and you'll take an entrance test to figure out where you should be placed. There is no homework, so I demand intensive and extensive in-class engagement. So come prepared to be engaged. There is no textbook. We spend our time learning about each other, reading, storytelling, moving about, playing, acting, listening. It's a very active class where we acquire French via all of our senses and interactions such as the storytelling and reading. We are also a deskless classroom to allow for lots of movement. The French room is located in Upper F Hall and has beautiful east-facing windows, so we have this really great working environment with lots of natural light. So sign up for French, come prepared to engage and to have fun. Okay, see you soon.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Phelps. I teach horticulture and floriculture, animal science, principles of agriculture, agricultural leadership, and in rotation, food science and vet science. Principles of Ag is a great introduction ag class, mostly for freshmen and sophomores, but anyone is welcome. We go over a lot of the local agriculture, so learning what's really around us, the Fruit Loop, agriculture in the valley, Oregon's agriculture. We work hands-on on our land lab, and then we also dip our toe in the water in some of the other ag class topics and explore different things that you could do here at HRV. In horticulture and floriculture, this is probably my most hands-on class. So far I've worked a lot out on the land lab, planting lots of bulbs, making our space look really beautiful. We get to work with lots of hands-on floral materials, making arrangements and corsages, boutonnieres, all of that type of stuff. Animal science is a class where you learn the basics of production agriculture, animal ag, and how to raise different types of livestock. In this class, you're gonna pick an animal to look at and build out a production guide. For that animal, we also get to work really hands-on with live animals here at the school and eventually send them off to market. Ag Leadership is a class that's designed for people that are super involved with FFA. You're planning a lot of the different FFA events. It's for juniors and seniors. You plan our meetings and competitions that we go to. You're really involved with that and making sure that we are bringing new members into the club, and you're really running our FFA club. That's what Ag Leadership is for. I also teach, or I will be teaching, food science and safety. This is a class where you'll actually get to cook and test out all of the treats that we make and learn a bit about our food industry, how food is made, distributed, and food safety principles. If you are interested in showing an animal with FFA for the Hood River County Fair, you do need to be enrolled in an ag class at Hood River Valley to be a part of FFA. So that's any class with me or Mr. Becker or our metals teacher. If you have any more questions or are interested in any of these classes and want more information, feel free to send me an email. It's sophie.phelps@hoodriver.k12.or.us. Awesome, I'm excited to have you guys.
Good day. I'm Mr. Becker. Welcome to the wood shop. It's a totally epic place that has all kinds of tools, everything that we could ever need, and we get to build stuff. Awesome, right? And we get block scheduled next year, 90 minutes in the shop. It's going to be amazing. I'm super stoked. Okay, so I teach 4 different classes. The first one is called Wood Technology. It's the entry level into woods. We do a lot of measurement, safety, learn how to use all the tools, and we start building things right away. And you'll make things for yourself and you'll make things for school, and we'll have clients from different staff members that need things built, and we'll take care of them and do all that kind of stuff. So that's Woods A and B. Then after you've taken that class, then you could take Advanced Woods and Construction. And Advanced Woods will really focus on lots of power tools so that you'll have independent skills to be able to run those tools for the rest of your life. And then the construction class, each year we will take on a project on campus that needs rebuilding from the ground up. And like next year we're going to build the football and soccer gear shed. We've got art teachers want us to build outdoor galleries. Like there's all kinds of stuff that we're going to do. We're going to do a permit process and pour concrete and frame and work with contractors and hopefully get folks jobs and all kinds of cool stuff. If you like doing things with your hands and being busy and not being in a seat all the time, then this is really probably where you want to be. Another class that I teach is called Plant Science. And in plant science, we take a very close look at how do plants do all of the amazing things that they do for us. And we're going to help them do some of those things and cultivate and foster growth of plants on our land lab and make this place more beautiful for birds and bees and great fruit for us to eat and all kinds of amazing things like that. So plant science will be looking at microscopes and building structures for plants and taking care of the greenhouse, all those kinds of things. And then my fourth class is Horticulture, Floriculture. And in horticulture, we look at how to make more plants from the plants that we've already got. So the biggest agricultural industry in Oregon is the nursery business, $6 billion a year. And at the end of Hort Floor, you're going to have skills to be able to start your own nursery and to be able to make money doing those kinds of things. We will also do a number of floral arrangements for events on campus, rosegrams and prom and graduation and all kinds of stuff like that. So lots of working with flowers and thinking about color and how they go together, and super fun. And again, very hands-on. So if you like doing stuff, if you like moving around and building things and making things more beautiful and better and being part of the world, getting to be a place that's nicer to be, then this is where you want to be, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi, my name is Mike Ruff. I teach welding and fabrication, I teach metals technology, and I teach ag mechanics. Each one of these three classes are hands-on classes that'll get you out in the shop after just a couple of weeks of safety. Every class is project focused and centered around different projects that we have, either that we can provide for you, projects for the land lab that we have, or your own personal projects. We've got kids building headache racks, and we've got kids building gates for our land lab, for example. Metals technology, we start out as the beginning level class for welding. We start out learning different skills. We've got 6 different stations, 6 different sets of skills that you'll be learning from. Everything from stick welding to MIG welding, oxyacetylene cutting, plasma cutting, using our plasma table. And then in welding and fabrication, it's mostly project-based, where you're using those skills that you learned in metals technology to produce projects, like I said, either for the land lab or your own personal projects. I want to encourage students that are more artistically inclined to sign up for the class as well. We can get into some 3D sculpture or even 2-dimensional plasma cutting if that's what you're into. Ag mechanics is a year-long class that focuses or centers around small gas engine repair for the first term. And the second term is focused around tractor maintenance, auto maintenance, and tractor safety. If you need more information, stop by A13. You can see what's going on in the shop, get an idea if you're interested in doing that, or just simply send me an email.
Hi, I'm Jesse Miles. I'm the business teacher here at HRV, and I talk a lot about money in my class. And if you're interested in learning about money or about business, my classes would be a great place to start. My classes are Intro to Entrepreneurship. Intro to Entrepreneurship, we talk about starting a business, and we talk about all the aspects of that. So how to initiate a project, how to manage a project, how to be strategic, how to craft a positive organizational culture, all of the different aspects of starting and running a business. And we bounce around a lot of ideas, we do a lot of creative exercises, and we work on getting you to a place where you could feel comfortable starting a business right after you graduate high school. That's my goal with that class. And next year, we'll probably be adding Intro to Business, just for all basic business concepts. Next year I'll be teaching Business 101, which will introduce you to a lot of great business concepts that'll help you in the workplace. I'll also be teaching Intro to Marketing, which will use a lot of the tools that you've learned in multimedia design to craft marketing campaigns and advertisements. I'll also be teaching Advanced Finance, which will build off of what many of you have learned in career and financial literacy about the stock market and investing and crypto and all of the tools of successful personal finance. So if you're interested in any of those classes, you can forecast for them during forecasting week, and you can come by my room D10 if you want to talk to me about them. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mr. Miley, and I teach the multimedia classes here at the high school. The multimedia classes that I teach are a first-year multimedia design, a second-year video productions class, and a third-year advanced multimedia class. In the first-year multimedia class, the first trimester, we work with a vector-based program called Adobe Illustrator, and we also work a little bit on the iPad with some raster-based draw programs like Adobe Fresco. And then in the second trimester, we work with a raster-based program called Adobe Photoshop. And we'll also get into some audio creation and some video production. And then in the second year, in video productions, it's kind of like going to a film school. We work with the pre-production, production, and post-production phases and do a lot of editing. And so a lot more video. And then in the advanced multimedia classes, the third year, students can pick their own multimedia projects to work on and develop the skills that they choose. But those are kind of hand-picked, so you kind of have to show that you can handle that type of environment. Anyway, if you have any more questions about the multimedia classes here at the high school, please contact me at my email, sean.miley@hoodriver.k12.or.us, and hopefully we'll see you in class.
My name is Mr. Bond. I teach CTE Engineering and Robotics here at Hood River Valley High School. In the engineering pathway, we start with a STEM makerspace class. We teach computer-aided drafting, which we make models on the computer. We then 3D print and use our laser cutter to cut projects out. It's a very hands-on class. The next step in the pathway is to move to the advanced engineering, where we dive into a little more manufacturing, some other equipment, some more projects, and a little bit of electrical engineering and design. The final class in the engineering pathway is the CTE Tech Mentor, where you will take all the skills you've developed over the first 2 years and you work on your own project. So a year-long, large-scale project, kind of a real-life type scenario. Some of those projects include making skis and snowboards. Some of those might include radio-controlled airplanes and drones. It's really the sky's the limit here, and that's what we're pushing for. Also introducing a new class called Intro to Engineering Design. This is a one-semester class that gives students the opportunity to engage in engineering and design without a deep dive into math and physics. The other pathway that I teach is the robotics pathway. So we have an introduction to robotics, Robotics 1 class, where we learn about good construction methods for robots and mechanical devices, so introduction to some programming, and then some competition stuff. The following class on that curriculum or that pathway is the advanced robotics, where you are building a competition robot and you're going to travel and compete against other schools in the state and in the country. And then the final class in that pathway is also the CTE Tech Mentor, where you can continue your robotics projects or take the knowledge you've learned in that and apply them to a personal project. Yeah, if you have any questions about the classes I teach or some of the projects you might have in mind, you can come by and see me. Classroom is A05, and my email address is ryan.bond@hoodriver.k12.or.us. Last name is spelled B as in boy, A-H-N.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Foley, and I teach computer science at the high school. We offer 3 classes here. We have Exploring Computer Science, AP Computer Science Principles, and we also offer AP Computer Science A, which is programming in Java. Our first class that we offer is Exploring Computer Science. It's open to everybody. It's a completely introductory course. You don't need any experience to take it. It's a trimester-long class, so it works great in most people's schedule. And we just basically, like it says, explore computer science. We go through the introductory of how computers transfer data back and forth. We then go into an introduction in HTML and CSS, learning a little bit of web design. Then we learn how the basic structures of programming in Scratch. We would then go into a little bit of robotics, and then sometimes we do some optional hands-on projects at the end of the term. It's a great class for anyone who's interested or thinks they might be interested in computer science. The second year you can take as a sophomore, junior, or senior is AP Computer Science Principles. It's also an introductory class. We study big data. We go into how the internet works and all the protocols involved in building the internet. Then we start learning how to program in JavaScript. We're making apps using all the basic programming structures, just trying to get a good foundation for students who are interested in going on to any career really, to have a background in programming or computer science. The third class we offer is AP Computer Science A, and that is just learning the programming language Java. It's definitely a challenging class, but if you've taken AP Computer Science Principles, you're well prepared to tackle that class. And that is offered to anyone who's taken AP Computer Science Principles. If you're interested or you have any questions, just come see me in CO8. It's that weird little classroom that's right off the library. And also, you can email me. I'd be happy to answer questions that way too. So stop by and see me. I hope to see you in our program.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Swartzentruber, and I teach in the Education and Human Services Career Pathway at Hood River Valley High School. So I teach classes for people who are interested in working with people, with kids, with families, in education, in psychology, or social work. So if you're interested in that, I offer several classes, actually 6 of them, and most of them are for college credit. The first class, which is available to sophomores through seniors, is Child Development and Psychology. And that is for CGCC credits. In that class, we look at all the different ways that you develop as a person socially, emotionally, in language, your brain, physically. It's a 2-trimester class or 2-semester class for next year. I also teach a 4-credit psychology class for juniors and seniors. This is a great class if you're interested in going into the healthcare professions like nursing or education. It's a required class for all of those degrees where you work with people. And that is available, like I said, for 4 transfer credits in Oregon. I teach a sociology class, which is for sophomores through seniors, and that class really looks at why we are the way we are in terms of social dynamics, family dynamics, and social structure, social mobility, social deviance, and inequality. There's also internships that I teach, and these are really fun, exciting opportunities to work in either an early childhood setting where you come to class and you learn about the career and about early childhood, and then you spend the rest of your week in an early childhood setting actually working with a mentor teacher and working with kids. And I do that also for elementary ed, so if you want to be in an elementary school working with a mentor teacher and working with kids, you basically just have the class with me once per week, and then the rest of the days are in the elementary school. You shouldn't let transportation stop you from exploring one of these internships because we have transportation available for you. I also teach an advanced internship class, and this is really offered every period of the day. And this is for students who have completed a first internship and really want to dive in a little deeper and go and be in a setting where they're curious about possibly teaching someday. The last class I teach is for students who are really pretty sure that they want to go into education. It's an Intro to Education class. It's from an OSU course, which is taught also through CGCC. And it's really actually a pretty interesting course about education in the United States. A new course I'm offering for freshmen through seniors is called Learning Through Play in Early Childhood. This is going to be a fun hands-on class where we study ways young children learn, create activities for them, and then head to preschools or childcare centers to present the activities and interact with the children. The class is also worth 4 CGC credits. If you have any questions about these classes, please come see me or check out our course descriptions and also the Education and Human Services pathway.
Hello, my name is Daniel Gillock and I am the CTE Health Science teacher here at Hood River Valley. I teach a variety of classes. I teach Intro to Anatomy and Physiology, Anatomy and Physiology 2, Medical Terminology, Intro to Sports Medicine, Public Safety and First Responders, Intro to Health Science, and Future Healthcare Professionals of Oregon. Intro to Health Science is a class for freshmen and sophomores who are interested in health science careers. That could be anything from nursing to forensic scientists or even something like an EMT. In our class, we look at all these different fields. We look at different skills that are required in order to be successful in those fields, and it gives students an opportunity to see if they want to take more advanced classes in my program. In medical terminology, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be learning the language that is spoken in a hospital and health science fields in general. In the health science world, it is almost like learning a second language, and the language that we use in these specific fields is so particular that it takes time to learn how to understand it, learn how to speak it, and be able to communicate with one another. It's an essential class if you want to move on to the next level and potentially become a nurse or a doctor or anything in that field, and you'll be receiving college credit through CGCC as well. Introduction to Anatomy and Physiology is one of the most important classes that you can take if you want to move on to the next level into a health science career. It is a class that looks at understanding both the function and the structure of the human body. So we will be doing everything from understanding different body systems to doing dissections. We'll be able to visualize how our bodies work by looking at other organisms and how their bodies work. This is a class that looks at a bunch of different body systems. It is a class that will allow you to use all the understanding that you have gained throughout your health science career here and apply it to a capstone style class. Anatomy and Physiology 2 is a class to be taken after Anatomy and Physiology 1. The amount of material that is covered in a college level Anatomy and Physiology class simply cannot be condensed down to a single year of high school. So what we do is we take what is left out in Anatomy and Physiology 1 and we dedicate it to its own class. And in that class, we will also be doing a full mammal dissection, looking at every single body system through the lens of that full mammal dissection. So it's a wonderful class to end your high school career with before you go off to college, and is a way of synthesizing all the stuff that you've learned throughout our health science courses in order to apply it to a real situation. Intro to Sports Med is a new course that we're teaching here at Hood River Valley. It's one that I am really passionate about, something that I've spent a lot of time in my own life learning, researching, and being able to apply it both as a coach and as somebody who specializes in injury rehabilitation throughout a lot of my life. What we'll be doing is we'll be looking at the human body, looking at how it works. So it's similar to an anatomy class, but we'll be looking at it at the lens through sports and through injury rehabilitation and how we protect the body and how we rehab the body after injuries have occurred. We'll be looking at things like the ankle and common injuries that affect the ankle and then ways to come out of those injuries. We will be using sports as a lens for understanding how the human body works and the practical ways that you can protect yourself if you consider yourself an athlete or ever want to partake in any type of athletic event. Our class, Public Safety and First Responders, is for students who are interested in specific fields related to public health, public safety, and being a first responder. It is co-taught with myself and Pete Hughes, who is our school resource officer. With Pete's connections, we bring in a lot of people from our community who can come in and share their experience and share their expertise with our students, and that includes everything from police officers to SWAT officers, to public defenders, to firefighters. We get a wide array of different people in this class, and you get a wide array of different exposure to different fields and careers that you might be interested in the future. It's a really fun class, really interactive, and you end up learning a lot, and even you walk away with things like a CPR certification and bloodborne pathogen and stop the bleed certifications as well. Our class, Future Healthcare Professionals of Oregon, is a class designed for students who are looking to get into the medical field and looking at the wide array of different career options that are available to them. We will be bringing in a lot of guest speakers from anesthesiologists to physical therapists, careers that students in that class are interested in learning more about, and from that experience students will be able to further determine if a health science career is one they want to pursue. This class is also a dual credit class, so you can get college credit for exploring the different career options that are out there. If you have any questions about any one of the classes I teach, please feel free to email me, or you can come visit me here in my classroom. I'm in the CTE wing in class A07. I would love to meet with you. I'd love to talk with you and see if any of my classes might fit into one of your passions as well.